Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Chrono Trigger. Last time, we crossed the ruins of Site 16, a seemingly impossible task that we made quick work of, actually. Didn't have much trouble at all. And we made it to Arris Dome, where we heard there was a food supply. However, that had turned out to only be a half-truth. It is cut off even from the people who live here. So this time, we're making a break for the food, seeing if we can do two impossible things today. Going down, this console controls the door lock. We need a password to get through. We also need a way to actually get over to said door. That is also a problem. I like how Chrono just shakes his head no at things when you can't go a certain way. There's comedic potential there, to be sure. It's a good way. What's not a good way to be is where we are right now. This is another simply terrifying scenario that I would want nothing to do with in the real world. Over this way, it appears to be a decorative statue. A note is attached to it. Warning, anyone approaching the food stocks is subject to attack. Sounds like the words of a person who would buy a decorative statue looking like that. So we're just going to ignore the crazy mumblings and move on. Or maybe not. Initiating command sequence. Chrono, what's that? Marl, let's smash this thing. Good plan. We got a boss, a big boss. This is the Guardian, along with its two pods. You want to take out the pods first, as they are pretty weak. Not weak enough to be killed by that. If you attack the Guardian, and there are pods still up, they counterattack, and are able to do a triple tech. The first of its kind that we have seen. Hits all of us for a pretty decent amount of damage. I'd rather not deal with all of that mess. Oh, no, Luke! No, I accidentally hit A twice. Crud, 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 crud! That's bad. I misclicked. I did not mean to do that. I knew the gimmick of the fight. I swear I did, okay? You knew that I knew it. Chrono was so angry for me that he hit it from across the room. Okay. Aura Whirl first. Now we gotta deal with this bit right here, because one bit by itself has different properties. If you may demonstrate, amplifier. It ricochets its laser beam off of the Guardian's reflective metal, and it hits you even harder than it would if there were two bits around. It's kind of a desperation attack. Marl can heal. No, I don't want a Cyclone. I just don't want to... The thing is that this is another example of text not always being the answer, because you don't want to accidentally hit a group of enemies. And at that point, what are you using all the MP for? A little bit of extra damage? I think not. Now I'm going to use Cyclone because it does a little bit more damage. Maybe I'll do the Flamethrower for the same reason. And Marl, you can heal yourself up a little bit, because if you go down, we are really in trouble. Ooh, you resist fire as well. Okay, that's new. By itself, it's pretty weak, so we just got to pound on it. It's counting down 5. Try to get in as much damage as we can. Luke, you're just going to do your regular attack. I think regular attacks are just going to be the name of the game here. Marl does have a new tech that we can use, but I'd rather not use that here because Allure is based on status, and as you would guess on a boss, not exactly great. Maybe the pods would be weak to it now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, it's worth a shot. Just cleave its eye out right there. That looked cool. 0. On 0. The pods come back. Who could have seen that one coming? Allure! Well, the description of that said that it gets the enemy's attention. It ain't wrong. It sounds like there's some sort of aggro system and that Marl takes it for the party. That's not what that means at all. No wonder you're so good at persuading people. Wow, okay. That is meant to inflict confuse status. Does not work on bosses typically. There are some strong enemies that it can work on, of course, but they're few and far between. Take that out. Maybe? Nope, not quite. Gonna have to deal with the amplifier. Shoot that. Aura. And just in time to be at full health because Chrono should get shot in the shoulder. No! Slash that thing into pieces. Good. And now we're good to just pound away on it. This is not the most exciting fight, I would say, but it's interesting. I say that, and then that critical hit animation is such a real butt clencher. You know what I mean? Just like where like everything tightens, and maybe I don't want you to know what I mean. I'm doing that a lot lately, where I'm just getting like on a serious high from just how cool things are and how much I really want to talk about them, and then I say things I regret. It's kind of like that's my thing. 78 damage, breakdown. $300 experience, 1,000 gold. Chrono's level increased. Perfect, perfect. Yuck, something reeks. Everything's completely rotten. The refrigeration must have failed. Chrono, look. He's not breathing. Must have died down here. There's something in his hand. What do you suppose this is? It looks like some kind of seed. A seed? Could it even grow in a place like this? A note is written on a scrap of paper. That rat is more than just a statue. It knows the secret of this dome. Catch it. Mid-ether for our troubles, but nothing else of value here. There! That must be it! Shh! It might run away. Run after it, and press A to catch it. Gonna do that? Oh, no. Gonna cut these corners. I like the map on the bottom screen so much. That's another reason why I prefer the DS version, because you can see the direction of the path and where you can and can't go. Yeah! I got it. I give up. I'll tell you everything. Squeak. Press and hold the L and R button, then press the A button to activate the switch. Squeak. If you go to change the control scheme around later, you'll have to figure it out on your own. Squeak. This sucks if you're playing the PC version. Oh, custom button mapping. You make things marginally harder for scriptwriters who just don't want to be bothered. Hold L and R. And hey, what do you know? It deals with both problems at once. How convenient. I'm gonna go heal, actually. I need to take care of that. If you're wondering about the password and if you just happen to already know it, it doesn't do anything. If you hold L and R and press A, the door will not open for you. In we go. Oh, this place, okay. Well, this is an interesting gimmick we got going on here. We have a few enemies. We can finally get our revenge on rats. Or not. That machine killed them for us. Rats are always around to make trouble. It's what they do. And this is the exterminator. It gets rid of rats, or rather, it detects motion. The rats run around, generally around your ankles, so that they get shot, but you get caught in the crossfire and take collateral damage. It's a clever idea for a pair of enemies, and it just furthers what the rat's character is, because, man, I wanted to kill it. You never quite get your revenge on it because it just gets shot for you. I never thought I'd be so sad to see somebody I don't like get shot. That sounds very sadistic, but you know what I mean. And these are an enemy name right at home with those in Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Bug. They just kind of run into you. They're able to do some interesting things, which I hope we'll get to see here in a moment. If you'd be so kind, instead of just running into us. What am I doing? Marl could actually use a lure on these guys. I'm just kind of being sparing because I want to showcase what they do, and we don't get a lot of opportunities to fight these guys. Panacea. Okay, Marl, strut your stuff. Literally. If it can become your turn. Thank you. A lure. Come here, little buggy. He's confused as picked up by the star above his head. It's okay. I'd be confused too if I was a bug and a human hit on me. When an enemy is confused, they behave erratically. They can attack random targets, including on their own side. There it is. That's the thing that the bug does. That attack inflicts sleep. Sleep severely lowers your defense and makes it so that you can't take any turns because you're, well, asleep. But aside from that, you're just kind of helpless until something bops you over the head and wakes you up. And with this enemy being confused, I don't think that's happening. So, Marl, catch up on your beauty rest. It's not like we're getting much sustenance around here anyway, so some good old-fashioned sleep could do you some good. Luca got a level up from that. And I think that's about good. Yep, there it is. There it is. We got more version 2.0s that we can deal with. since we're just kind of fighting and we don't have any new attacks coming in, which is a first, we've made it this far in without having anything new to talk about in a single fight. Seriously, this game's awesome, dude. Like, it's freaking sick. Okay. I want to talk about the script differences a little bit. I've mentioned how the Super Nintendo script is different and how there's things about it I don't like. Well, this area in particular has a lot of notable differences. There's a weirdly funny line where that guy in the previous dome that we went to before, he says, if you're looking for food, you won't find it here. In the Super Nintendo version, he seriously says, if you're looking for food, you lose. It's such a weirdly funny line that is so out of place here, and you know what? I kind of like it, okay? I'll give the Super Nintendo version that one. That line's pretty great. Now, if there is a line that brings up point of contention, there's a very iconic line that even I've referenced in the past. Ooh, Marl got to level up. That I love. I think it just does such a good job setting the atmosphere here, and it is iconic for a very good reason. And that is, after using the Enertron, it says, but you're still hungry. Of course, it doesn't say that in this version. In this version, it says, but you're still just as hungry as before. And I get it that maybe that's a more accurate translation. Maybe it's technically better writing. Maybe it gets things across a little bit better, but I feel like it is just a few too many words, and something is lost in that translation. That is one thing that I will say I agree with about this translation. If you dislike this one and just grew up on the Super Nintendo one, I get it. It's more wordy, and some iconic lines do end up getting lost. An iconic line, at least to me, I guess I can't really say it's iconic if it's only iconic to me, because it's kind of the general public gets to decide that, is a line that I love that I don't really ever see talked about, and it's what Lucas said back in the food freezer. She takes one look at the food and goes, "The refrigeration must have failed." It's such an overdramatic way of putting that, and I've always found that funny for the first time I read it. And when I went back and I played the Super Nintendo original, I was so pleased to see that apparently I wasn't the only one who felt that way, because that line was translated the exact same way both times. Someone somewhere out there understands me on a level that only people who chuckle at that line can, and I hope that you like that line as much as I do, because I couldn't wait to talk about it. That one's just really funny. Over here we have another one of those doors with crests on it. Just thought I'd show it's over this way. Again, appreciating the map on the bottom screen so much because this place is very intricately laid out. It can be a little tough to see what you can and can't walk over at times, especially if you're playing without good lighting. Version 2.0s won't bother you unless you bother them. They're horrible at patrolling. And up here, this must be the supercomputer. Good. It's still operational. If we run a search on temporal distortions, we might just find our gate. Got it. East of here. There! Proto Dome! Leave it to Luca! Who'd have thought this machine could tell us something like that? That's good workout. Say, what does this button do? $1999 AD. Visual record of the day of Lavos. What was that? Lavos. Is that what destroyed the world? Then this really is our future. No, it can't be. I won't believe it. This... This can't be the way the world ends. Chrono. Hey, that's right. We can change it. Change history. Just like Chrono did when he saved me. We have to. Right, Luca? Right, Chrono? Yeah, I guess so. And fortunately, we've got gates that will let us move through time. What do you say, Chrono? No way. Come on, dummy. Show Marl what you're made of. All right, it's set. Chrono, Luca, let's do this. First things first. Let's get back to our own time period and see if we can find any information about this Lavos. Next stop, Proto Dome. I love it when themes that are meant to set the mood continue into battles and don't get interrupted. And I shouldn't have to say that I love that because that should be the norm. On the way back, Chrono leveled up. You're back? And what did you discover? This is our future. Who cares? Where's the food? This was the only thing left. A seed. You don't know how long that Enertron will hold out. That seed might be your only hope. Anyway, just stay alive. Don't give up. We won't either. You're a strange bunch. You're different from us somehow. You mean because we haven't lost hope? Hope. There's a word I haven't heard in some time. It does have a comforting ring to it, though. I don't know what kind of seed this is, but I'll do my best to grow it. What's that? This may be just the thing we needed. You're off to Proto Dome then? You'll need to pass through Site 32. Take this with you. It's the key to a jet bike parked at the Site 32 ruins. I used to ride it when I was young. Hopefully it still works. They've got even more powerful robots in that dome, and they've overrun the place. Take care, and don't give up hope. Why is Daddy taking so long?